Hey everybody, I just wanted to do a quick video and maybe go into more details about my personal story fighting infertility. I've been watching some trying to conceive videos lately, just to follow up on ladies that I used to follow when I was trying to conceive and just maybe to see their update. And I was really sad that really everyone that I did follow, there was only one other woman that actually achieved pregnancy, that a lot of the other ladies are still fighting on this journey. And it made me a little bit heartbroken because it started to make me remember the journey that we were on and all the feelings of how I felt. Even though I have my two beautiful children, it doesn't take away that heartache. Like I don't think I will ever lose that heartache that I felt during the time that we tried to conceive. So I just wanted to go into maybe more details and hope that my story can maybe give somebody hope, or just it's opening up a little bit more about me. So I got my periods at a young age. I was 12. They were always really heavy, almost like hemorrhaging heavy. It was like so heavy. And then all of a sudden at 17 they stopped. I remember going to my GP about it, and I remember even at 17 saying to him, "Oh, I'm worried that if I'm not getting periods, like how will that affect my fertility if when I want a family?" And I got told, "Oh, you're young, we'll put that on the back burner." And that was basically the answer I got for years after that. Every time I mentioned the fact that I'm not getting periods, or else I'd get one a year, and that one a year would be a complete and utter hemorrhage. Like, I'm talking just puddles of blood everywhere I sat. It was just horrible. Anyway, so I maybe should have warned this would be too much information. I'm trying to keep the information tight. Obviously I was with Morgan. I met Morgan at 16. We started dating. That was fine. I was never on contraception as I was younger, because Morgan was my only boyfriend, and we waited till marriage to have a sexual relationship. And even then, after marriage, I knew myself that I wanted a family. Again, knew it wasn't going to be easy. I basically had self-diagnosed myself with polycystic ovary syndrome, so I kind of knew myself it wasn't going to be easy. We tried for, I'm trying to think, we were trying for 2 years with nothing happening. In the end, we decided to book an appointment with the leading fertility specialist here in Galway. We were told that as public patients we could be waiting another 2 years to see him. So we went privately, and I think we waited maybe 6 months before we had to see him. We went to see him, and he did an internal on me. I'd had blood tests taken before that. He needed a semen specimen from Morgan, which we'd given when we got there. And within 5 minutes into the appointment, he told us, never gonna happen. He was like, "You have polycystic ovaries and your count is very so low." I can't remember the exact figures now, so I'm not going to say anything in case I was wrong, but it was like extremely below low. And so we were kind of in shock, and I remember just, because it never even dawned on me that there might be anything on Morgan's side of things, and I don't think it dawned on him either. So I remember saying to him, "Is there anything that we can do?" And he said, "No, nothing can fix that for him." And he said maybe, because he's the leading IVF specialist as well, so he said, "You could do IVF, but it won't happen for you on the first try or the second, maybe the third, but no, you'll never naturally be parents yourself." So we were just kind of like, oh my God. And we came out, and I remember just being so in shock. And when we came out, I remember like just instinct, we just both turned to each other at the same time and hugged, and I was heartbroken. but I was trying to keep it together as well because I knew my mum was picking us up because the appointment was like way across town and she was coming to pick us up, so I was trying to kind of hold it together. And we got in the car and Mum was like, so, you know, how did it go? And I just said like, no, it's never going to happen. And they were shocked, my mum and dad, and we just got out of the car. And I remember that night, it was just crying all night long and having work the next day. Both of us still had to get up early for work and still had to go to work. And we're walking up the hill to my job and I was just dead inside and thinking, okay, I need to just get through today, just get through today. I kept saying to myself, get through today, it'll be fine. And I was so aware that it was the Catholic feast day for the Immaculate Conception, so it was the feast day of the day that Our Lady was pregnant with Jesus. And there was a big mass about it, and I got in and I was doing fine, and I was sitting in the mass and with all the residents, and the priest was talking about what a gift it is to be a mother. And I remember I had to stand up and walk out, and I went into the bathroom and I cried my eyes out, and I fixed myself up again and went back to work and smiling and singing and dancing with the residents, and it was very hard. While we had decided to start our trying to conceive journey, I decided to set up a separate YouTube account, which never have I told anyone that has subscribed to my Neen Crochet one about this. I think it was called Nina Morg. It's deleted now, so don't even look for it. I think it was called Nina Morg, and if I have some clips, I'm going to have them inserted on different parts throughout the video. I'll probably put them in black and white or something, so you'll be able to tell that these are from the journey. Hi everybody. All this week I can't shake this feeling that I've had like in the pit of my stomach. I'm kind of having cramps and oh, the camera's going and I don't know, I just feel very strange, so I'm going to do a test, and please God and fingers crossed I'd have the result I want. I'm using, what am I using? I'm using First Response, so we'll see. I don't know if you can see, but the line is getting darker for the reading test. So I'm going to pause it here and we'll see what happens. I remember just that whole kind of first start of the week, we didn't even have time to really think about the news we'd been given. It was such a devastating blow, but I think both Morgan and I had just busy weeks in work, a busy week in work, and especially for my work, you cannot bring your problems to work. The residents are there, they have their own problems, they have their own issues, they don't need to see a big gloomy heartbroken face, so you have to just leave it all at the door and go in and act like the happiest, bubbliest person going. And that was just, I don't know if it was a blessing or a curse for me, because it got me through the week. That's for sure. I thought I could have just walked off a cliff. The shame that I felt as a woman, I think it's going to be emotional for me, this video, so I'm just going to get through as much as I can without actually crying. But for me, I felt so ashamed. I felt like I couldn't really look anyone in the eye. I did not want anybody to know about it at all. We told few, we can count on one hand how many people we told. And I remember I posted on YouTube, because I was getting more popular on YouTube at this stage, with the cast off crew videos and just being a part of the whole crochet craft community. Remember I didn't post for I think 2 weeks, and I was getting like loads of messages and comments saying, is everything okay, we've not heard from you. And talking it over with Morgan, I decided to post a video. Like, this was I think just before Christmas, and on it I said that due to some infertility, some bad news regarding both mine and my husband's infertility, I'd be taking a break from YouTube. No details or anything like that, but I remember just saying that. Some of you may remember seeing it, and I just went off YouTube. Then we decided after a long time to go for a second opinion with a Dr. Phil Boyle with NAPRO. You've heard me talk about him before, and I actually have brought out the paperwork that was given to me from him. So here is my chart for NAPRO. This was tracking all my signs, you could say. You had your dry days. These would be like normal for the day before your fertility days. These little green suckers, they were your fertile days. They were the days you were to get busy, that's for sure. So this was it. The red obviously were days when you had your period and when you'd have to be on your Clomid. I had decided to go with him, and I remember we had said about, you know, Morgan's issues, and he said, oh, you know, we're just going to put you on vitamins. In 3 months you'll see a big change. And like it was just such a different opinion that we were given from being told there was nothing at all that we could do to help Morgan's infertility on his side of things. And that was really shocking. And then I'd gone like 4 years without having a period, and he had told me, and I have them here, he had told me that by taking one of these, they are, where is it? Paralink. He told me that by taking one of these for 7 days each morning, they're a suppository, that after, take them for 7 days, and then in 7 days after that I'd have a period. And I was like, what? I was like thinking, this fella's crazy. But so I did it. 7 days, on the 7th day exactly my period started, the first period in 4 years. I was given then Clomid to use during that period, as well as trying to follow what you have to follow in this. It was really hard. We kept kind of miscalculating, misjudging, not hitting X on the spot, if you get my drift. So 6 months passed and I still wasn't pregnant. I hope you can see that right well. Basically it's a pretty clear one line, so I'm not pregnant. So that's that. It's pretty rubbish. And during those 6 months, it was just every month I'd have to go in, and you know, you'd have to be examined internally, and blood test, like I was blood tests, internal examinations. It was just constant. It was like so exhausting. But again, we just had in our minds what we're planning to do. I was also getting acupuncture done. I was doing fertility acupuncture. I was reading books. Hi everybody, I'm just doing a quick TTC update. This is Sora, one of our kitties. I'm just going to show you our other kitty. Oh my god, she looks so cute right now. I hope you can see her. Hang on. Say hi, Hope. So, I just wanted to say a quick hi and to let you know the kind of books I've been reading so far. If you can hear that bell, that's Sora scratching her neck. So, I'll start with the very first book I got, which is Natural Solutions to Infertility by is it Marlin Glenville. I have to say it's a really good starting book. This lady also does the Fertility Plus vitamin tablets. and she's really highly recommended in Galway, even though she's in America. She's an American lady. So this is the first one, and it just talks about natural solutions, you know, like what can he do, exercise, no laptop on the knee, etc, etc. So it was a really good starting point. Oh, excuse me, I can't stop kind of like hiccuping and burping lately. I don't know what's wrong with me. I then got Patrick Holford, The Perfect Pregnancy Book. Now obviously I'm not pregnant, but it just has like a, before, you know, planning your pregnancy, you know, the fertility foods and recipes that you can make. And my favourite is, it's like stuffed peppers, sun-dried tomato and pine nut stuffed peppers. And it's, I did it with basmati rice, and I just didn't like it, so I just keep like long grain rice now. But it's really yummy. So that's like a really good natural, like avocado is a very good fertility food. Eaten in moderation. The next book I got was by Zita West, Plan to Get Pregnant. This has been the most knowledgeable. I have to say, oh sorry, you can't see me, I was reading. Sorry. I just saw my prayer for motherhood prayer in there. St. George, patron saint of mothers. Ooh. And I also have a check. Woohoo! Must cash that in. So this is a really, really good one. I know this is my husband's favourite book to pick up and have a read through, because it has a purely men section. Also, it has like a bit of a quiz, not a quiz, maybe a questionnaire at the end of each chapter for her and for him, so that he can answer it as well. It's really, really good. It covers everything from your basic medical history to your sex life to women fertility chapter to the men fertility chapter. So obviously, like, if the men don't want to read all about your fertility because it's a put off for some men, they can just go to their own chapter and read it if they're interested. So this is a really good one. And my latest one that I got, which was recommended by Brittany, who is creative to no end, is The Ultimate Polycystic Handbook, Lose Weight, Boost Fertility, Clear Skin and Restore Self-Esteem by Colette Harris and Teresa Chinung. I don't know. It's fantastic. Now, as I've said before, I haven't been diagnosed with polycystic ovaries, but you know what? If I don't have them, I will run through the streets of Galway naked.
So I was eating the right foods, I was dieting, I was cutting off caffeine, you name it, I was doing it. Legs up on the wall, the whole shebang. Like, it was just mission impossible. I can laugh now, but at the time it was just an obsession. I'm just distracted. My little sunbun's here. I'm just looking at him. I think that's what has me happy as well. Just I can see him. But it was just so depressing that I felt like, what more can I be doing? And during this time, we had a baby boom in work. 12 women got pregnant within 2 weeks. You know, we were told 12. So I was heartbroken. And of course you're happy for the woman, but you're heartbroken for yourself. And that's how I felt every time someone had to announce a pregnancy. It was just like a kick to the teeth. You just felt it so bad that why can't it be me? And I wasn't really talking with Morgan about my feelings. Do you know, every time I'd come home after finding out another woman was pregnant at work, I remember I used to just go to the bathroom and just cry and cry and cry. And then like that you just would have to get on with things. Come out, dry your eyes and just go on with things. But like I felt, definitely just didn't feel like a woman, and I felt like such a disappointment to my husband. Like, I thought it's the one natural thing that all women should be able to do. And I know that all women can't, but I just felt like all women should be able to do this and I can't do it. And I had such support from Morgan, and I had such support from my mum. Like, my mum was so heartbroken for us. But yet I felt so alone at the same time, because my mum had had her children.
you know, I felt like nobody understood at all how I was feeling. I decided one night to confide in some friends the fact that we were fighting with infertility. And that's when we got the news that one of my friends had already been told that one of the people we trusted to tell had been talking about it to neighbours and anyone with ears, basically. And the story that was going around was, oh, Nina can't give Morgan a baby. And the betrayal I felt, I will never ever be able to put into words. The fact that somebody could do that and say that and spread that news around was so hurtful and so maddening, and it's something that I will, to my dying day, I will never ever forgive. And someone so close to us. But when confronted, that person denied telling anyone, which we knew was a lie, because we even had the people that she had told tell us that that's where they heard it from. So denied saying it to anyone, and basically turned it around and told me that the reason people knew was because I put it on YouTube, which was, it was a lie. You know, there was nobody in my real life that was even watching my videos back then. So, but they blamed YouTube, and then as kind of a year passed, I later found out that they had somebody go through every single one of my videos to find where I mentioned infertility so that they could blame that. And that kind of made me think, okay, they've gone through every single one of my videos. I felt so violated that I decided I'm never going on YouTube again. I'll never make another video. And that's why then the small break turned into 2 years of a break for me. But that was a hurt that we had to face, and that's not really, but that's really the reason why I wasn't on YouTube much. But moving on, so we went to see Dr. Phil, and in that time he knew I told him about reasons why I was so stressed because of all this confrontation that was going on, as well as not being able to have a baby, as well as stresses and work, and he basically said to me, you know, you need to pray and you need to cut all stress from your life. Cut people that are stressing you out of your life, which is what I did. And then he turned to me and Morgan and he said, you know, it's been 6 months and you've still not had a bit, you know, it's still not achieved, so I think it's time to, you know, stop. To which we were like, I kind of turned and I said, oh please, I was like, please don't give up on us, because I knew myself, I had given up on having a baby, and the thought of like the following year again at Christmas time being told, you're done. And little did I know in that meeting, where I think he just looked at me and he just didn't want to disappoint me, and he said, you know, we'll take a 3-month break and we'll try again, but this will be, you know, that will be the last and only chance. And little did I know, sitting there, I was actually like a day or 2 days pregnant with Robin. There is nothing worse for a woman than being told you can't have a child, especially when that's all you want to do, and that's what you want to give your husband. You want to be able to give your husband that gift, and to be told no. And like Morgan had his infertility, but he took his vitamins and 3 months later he had no problem infertility at all. All his counts and numbers and everything was above average. So it's funny to show, one specialist was saying nothing can be done, and another specialist was saying take these vitamins 2 a day. That was all he had to do, take 2 a day, and that was it. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this story. I hope it wasn't too rambly, but that was our infertility news. And the only thing I can say is don't give up hope. It's very easy to give up hope for anyone that is trying to conceive. Don't give up hope. If you pray, pray. If you don't pray, just keep positive. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I hope with every inch of my heart that so many couples on here with their trying to conceive videos and journeys, I really, really hope it ends in a positive outcome and that they all hold their own little babies in their arms.